I'm here
Yes,
with John Fisher for International Boxing News. First of all, John, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Once we sort this technology out, I'm not the best with technology, so good job. I've got my sons here to help.
Me neither. I won't worry about it too much. I'm just going to dive straight into it with yourself, John, and just start by saying about Johnny's performance on August the 6th in Sheffield. How did you think Johnny performed?
Yeah, I thought he done very well. The opponent we knew was going to come out swinging, so the game plan was just to sit and wait for half a round, just to see what he's got. It might have looked like Johnny was under a bit of pressure, but that was all planned. For the first time, he's not come out swinging himself. They just said, like, just sit and wait, just sit and wait. And I thought it worked perfectly because you could see, like, the minute to go in the first round, Johnny started unloading a bit and he caught him right at the end of the first round. And I knew then that the end was in sight.
Perfect. Would you say next fight for Johnny? We'll get on to that when he could be next be out, because I know you did say that there's some fight news coming soon. Will it be a step up in opponent?
Well, I think, when you say step up an opponent, the last bloke 20 years as a kickboxer, never been stopped, and he'd had 4 professional fights, won 3, lost 1 with 2 knockout wins. People have got to realise Johnny's only had 6 fights. He only had 10 amateur fights. So you can't step up too soon. You've got to, obviously little steps. And I think that's what he's been doing so far. Obviously, in Nguema, in his 5th fight, was a tough fight, Spanish heavyweight champion. But, if you step up too quickly and you win, where do you go after that? It's heavyweight boxing is a dangerous game, so you've got to make sure you tread carefully and step up slowly but surely.
I do agree. With obviously such little experience, like you said, it is dangerous, obviously, if you do go too soon and obviously
Yeah.
do come back down. But can I just confirm, do you know is there a date for Johnny's next fight?
I think we're finding out, where are we now? Well, it's Tuesday night now. I think we're going to have a bit more news on Friday. They talk it could be the end of September or it could be sort of middle of October. So very soon, won't be long.
That September card, is that September the 24th on the undercard of Leewood Lara?
It could possibly be that. As I say, I'm not privy to any of the conversations, but I've just been told could be end of September, but could be middle of October. So where is the Leewood Lara card? Is it in Nottingham?
Nottingham. Yeah, the
Yes.
Motor Point Arena.
If that's the case, that's the case. But we have nothing's been confirmed yet.
Is there, I know there was a bit of back and forth with Chris Lovejoy. Is there any talks of that fight at all?
I think that could happen in a couple of fights' time. It's building up a bit of momentum. I like Chris. I think he's a nice bloke, but it's just, will he want too much money to fight Johnny? I don't know what he thinks Johnny is. I think he thinks he's going to get a pocket load of money to fight him, but reality's sometimes a bit different. But listen, Chris brings a lot of attention and a lot of people want to see the fight. So I think one day it will happen, yes.
I was going to say with both, well, Chris has a bit of a following, obviously, with regarding the Dave Allen situation. Obviously, Johnny does bring such a huge fan base as well. That would be quite a big fight that would happen. More on obviously Johnny's fight and obviously yourself. Obviously, how do you feel when Johnny gets into the ring? Do you get nervous at all? Because obviously it is such a dangerous sport.
Very, very nervous. I think anyone that knows anything about boxing, I know Johnny trains hard. I know he puts his whole life into it. So I'm confident in that respect. But when any boxer steps through the ropes, any boxer of any level, amateur, professional, there's danger. And when you're a parent, when you see your child in a bit of danger, you're obviously going to be nervous. If you're not, I don't think you're probably not a normal sort of person. But once the fight starts and he settles down, your nerves tend to settle down a bit. But it is horrible. It's a horrible feeling.
I do obviously get you with that. Obviously, I've never had anyone close to me fight, but I can imagine the feeling with regarding that. Just with regarding obviously the next fight, I know Johnny's out in America now sparring Joe Joyce for the Joseph Parker fight. Is that in preparation for the fight? Obviously, he is going over there for Joe Joyce, but is that part of his training camp out there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Salas, Joe's trainer, and Joe asked for Johnny personally to go over there to help him because Johnny and Joe do have very, very good spars. Trust me, they do let go on each other, and it is a good sparring session. But obviously, that's going to help Joe. And first and foremost is to prepare Joe for Joseph Parker. But of course, it's going to help Johnny as well. So if you're sparring Joe Joyce 2-3 times a week for 3 or 4 weeks in Las Vegas, it's only going to improve you. You can't, for Johnny, he can't get no better sparring than Joe Joyce. And obviously, any other heavyweights that are over there as well around the gym, he might be able to nick a couple of rounds with some other guys as well. So Johnny won't be getting much better preparation than what he's getting at the moment.
How do you see that fight going with Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker?
Listen, I really like Joe Parker. I really respect him as a man and as a boxer. Followed his career. I think it's a really good fight. I think it's a genuine 50-50 fight. But if I had to put money on it, I think Joe Joyce wears him down in the later rounds and possibly stops him. But taking nothing away from Joe Parker, I've got tremendous respect for Joseph Parker as well. So as long as it's a good fight, both men get in, do their job and get out safely. That's all we can ask for.
I was going to say that is a cracking fight on September the 24th. It's just obviously there is a clash of shows there. I just felt, what show would you be watching? Obviously, I know you have more of a close connection to Joe Joyce than Lee would.
We were going to, because Tommy Fletcher, I think, is on that show as well. So we was going to get a good few of us to go up and watch Joe, obviously, to support Joe. And that's the problem. If Johnny's on the Lee Wood show, Mark Tibbs has got Tommy Fletcher on the other show. So it's what trainer goes where, it's a tough one. But I said to Johnny the other day, I said, if it happens, you're a boxer, you have to get on with it. And, you've got to do what's best for you. But obviously, we'd all like to be at the Joe Joyce show to cheer Joe on. But if it's not to be, it's not to be.
Yeah. Obviously, I have spoken to Tommy Fletcher before. What an exciting talent he is. Obviously, 6'7" cruiserweight. I'm looking forward to his second professional fight on that card as well. I did see.
We went to see Tommy on his debut. Quite a lot of us went. Terrific young man, great family, and he's destined for the top. He really is. Keeps on the straight and narrow. Keeps training hard. There's nothing going to stop him from getting to the top. That's for sure.
I was going to say the crowd he brought as well. Obviously, I was in the arena as well. The crowd he brought was probably the best support on the night. So we are.
I think he sold about 200 plus tickets, and that's not bad going. From Norfolk down to London, but we took about 20 or 30, and we had a great night. So it'd be good if we can watch Joe and Tommy again on that show. But if not, Johnny's a professional. If he's on another show on the same night, you got to do what you got to do.
That's perfect. Obviously, I did see your message to Anthony Joshua. Obviously, I do agree with you wholeheartedly. What was your opinion on the Anthony Joshua Usyk fight at the weekend?
Listen, some people on social media, because I defended Anthony Joshua a little bit, they say, oh, you're towing the line, you're just a company man. I've never met Anthony Joshua in my life. Johnny's never met Anthony Joshua in his life. So I'm just talking as a boxing fan. I think the result was a fair one. I think Usyk deserved to win. And what Anthony Joshua did afterwards was wrong. I really do think that, but you've got to understand, why did he do that? It's not normal behaviour for him to do that. So I was just saying from a boxing point of view, perhaps someone should have shielded him a bit better and not let him do it. But he came out and apologised, and he's not in a good place at the moment. You can't keep kicking someone while they're down. You've got to try and lift them up. So, it was wrong. There's no excusing what he did, but it was out of character why he did it as well. It's not normal for him to act like that. So you can't keep having a go all the time. Especially he came out and apologised. So, you got to let live and let live.
I do agree. It was obviously good to actually see that a fighter showing emotion after a fight. A lot of people do just hide away. Obviously, I do admit personally I do agree with you. What he did say was wrong, but he has come out and been a man and obviously apologised about that.
Well, people don't realise, he's just fought 12 bloody hard rounds, and boxing is different to any other sport, and emotions, and you don't know, he might have had a little bit of concussion in there, emotions were running high. There's no other sport like boxing, and the pressure he's under. I can see what pressure Johnny feels when he fights. So God knows what Anthony Joshua, the pressure he's under. I'm not excusing it, but there's reasons why he acted like he did, and for him to come out and apologise and in a press conference showed his true emotions, he's only a man at the end of the day. So, sometimes you've got to be a little bit, forgiving.
I totally understand. Obviously, a bit of a different question. I don't know. I do apologise if you have been asked this before. Can I ask you, what is the meaning behind the Bosh? Where did that
Well,
come from?
this, believe it or not, I was on Talk Sport, a fat old bloke from Romford on Talk Sport Live. It's just surreal. And they asked that, and we used to watch it years ago. Alan Pace, they used to do a set called the Bosh Men, and they used to say Bosh, Bosh. And when I was a kid, I used to say Bosh, and then you sort of forgot about the word. And then Tom Skinner from The Apprentice, he's a good friend of ours, sponsor of Johnny, good friend of ours, good supporter. He said it on The Apprentice, and then I started saying it again, and people sort of liked it on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, and it's just took off. It's just we've put it in places it never got before. So I don't know how long it will keep going on for, but at the moment it's riding high. So long live the Bosh.
I do have another question. What is your favourite style of Bosh? Because I know you did do the Bosh off on Talksport. I did see that. What do we get the favourite?
I do like an aggressive Bosh, like a Bosh. That's my favourite.
That is perfect. Hey, I feel like that is a good way to obviously end the video. But obviously, thank you for your time today, John. I really do appreciate that.
No problem. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and all the best. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Cheers. All the best.